Hello, beautiful person watching this. I am so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Ascension 20 silent run. On this channel, I open my recorded wins with some commentary and general discussion about this beautiful game that we play. Having a look. Only 3 elite path is on the right side there. And I may be able to also divert and only take 1 elite if I'm feeling particularly weak, so it's kind of my 2 options there. Other path looks pretty ugly. I'm doing the thing, guys. Highlighting the path for you. Got him. This past me, guys, absolutely incredible entertainer. Also, I unfortunately forgot to start recording before starting the run, so could be seated for all you know. Is that true? I don't actually know. I don't know. I've never done a seated run in my life, so I have no idea if it would like tell you or something at the top right, maybe. Anyway. Decided to click Rare Relic for 6 max health, a great option, of course, and we find Pocket Watch, which means that whenever we choose to play 3 or less cards on a turn, we will draw 3 additional cards in the next turn. Absolutely insane relic on floor 1, possibly the best result from the whale there. And so we're going to be using that to carry us through Act 1 and beyond as well. And just with that Pocket Watch, we should be able to take that 3 elite path very comfortably. I'm considering missing 9 damage in order to draw more next turn. Seems wrong, though. And especially because we were already drawing 3 defend, so if it hits us for 12 again, we can full block with the triple defend and then Pocket Watch again. Much to consider there. And then sometimes we're missing on 6 damage, which could be bad, but it's fine. So 0 damage Jawworm, very happy about that. And I remember this. Crippling Cloud seems obvious. It's the best card here on paper, and it goes well with Pocket Watch. But I was thinking, okay, well, what card do I want to keep coming back around to play over and over? And Deadly Poison and Poison Stab I think are better about that, but of course Gremlin Nub coming up, and Sentries don't love Deadly Poison either with the artifact stuff. So I know I'm taking this 3 elite path. I really want a consistent good card to keep playing over and over with Pocket Watch. So I actually take Poison Stab over Crippling Cloud. A decision I have never made, probably. I know how good it is, Crippling Cloud. And I know how mediocre Poison Stab is, broadly speaking. But it is the combination of 3 elite path with no campfire before it, so it can't upgrade the Crippling Cloud, and the fact that Crippling Cloud exhausts that led me to take that. Talked a lot about that decision, but I think it deserves it. Definitely a strange one. Take 1 to keep up Pocket Watch. Pretty good. And Skewer looks pretty good with Pocket Watch as well, but there's also a Terror, and Terror is great. Terror, be Terror. Gonna take that. Drew the Terror on turn 1 against Gremlin Nub. Absolutely massive. Score 1 over Skewer. Imagine Skewer here. Puke! And keep a Pocket Watch again. Hope to kill this turn. It would be nice. It got there pretty comfortably. So easy Gremlin Nub fight, only took 8, and find a pair for 10 max health. And Glass Knife versus Fumes, definitely a real conversation. Glass Knife with the Terror we just took, and I have a Campfire coming up, so would love a good upgrade here. Terror, not so important of an upgrade with the Pocket Watch, I would say. It's okay to have that be one of our 3 cards in the turn. May waste the energy, in other words, if we have it upgraded, and want to keep a Pocket Watch that turn. And Lagavulin is here. Definitely Poison Stab looking pretty good here. I probably should have opened here. I didn't consider that if I don't hit Glass Knife on my next draw, then I will reshuffle without it, because I have 7 cards remaining, you can see there. So now I'm going to draw 8 and reshuffle without Glass Knife. That's a bit awkward. And then considering breaking Pocket Watch here, of course, to block for 5. I do it. Could have gone either way, I think. And ended up being punished for this, actually. I could have blocked for 15 if I had just let it go. So yeah, actually should have kept a pocket watch yet again. That's a mistake. Although, could have drawn the defense, of course. Who knows if it actually maths out that way. And Noxious Fumes is here again. Gonna take it this time over less exciting cards. Backstab, not very good with pocket watch. And considering Liquid Memories over one of these, take it over the draw pot. Perhaps not in as much need of a draw with pocket watch. And we did find an oddly smooth stone, giving us 1 dexterity per fight. Basically permanent 1 dex. And a Regal Pillow, giving us 15 extra health whenever we rest. How comfortable. And so I can't, unfortunately, Terror before playing Sneaky Strike. So I'm gonna attack pot here, and I do find another Sneaky Strike, so now I can exactly kill the one on the right with 18 plus 18 plus 9. That's a pretty good turn. And trying to decide which one's more likely to die in the next whatever number of turns. I knew I had Glass Knife coming, so hopefully I can kill this on the turn it's hitting me here, and indeed I can. So I chose the correct target there. If you can kill it as it's hitting you, that's exactly what you're looking for. And Pocket Watch makes this fight pretty trivial. The downside of drawing many dazes is diminished by drawing 8 cards a turn. So 0 damage sentries, I believe. Very good fight. These cards look bad, unfortunately. A little bit too low impact. Bane is okay with themes, but we don't need it, probably. Transform is fine. Into a Caltrops. And Orrery is here as well. Very, very exciting. Mummified Hand is going to have to get passed on, unfortunately. It's a Malaise. As a well-laid plans. That's a second Malaise. And Malaise great with Pocket Watch. You can just play whatever 2 cards you want and then sink the rest of your energy into a huge Malaise. And I'm considering taking a Piercing Wail anyway. But there's an Eviscerate, and I have Terror and Pocket Watch, so that seems pretty good as well. And if I'm about to take 2 copies of Malaise, maybe Piercing Wail isn't as important. Although Piercing Wail is definitely faster, like more value per energy spent. And I take Outmaneuver for our Pocket Watch deck. One of our 3 cards can be this Outmaneuver, and then next turn we can have a huge pop-off turn with extra energy and 8 cards in our hand. Or 10 cards in our hand, if we keep 2 with well-laid plans. And that's pretty cool. So I do have the... Yep, that's perfect. So keep 10, or draw 10 cards this turn, and have the extra energy. And ooh, that's a very awkward amount of damage for Glass Knife to be dealing to these guys. And I think I forgot that I had the energy here, actually. I don't know if that actually matters. So if I go on Dagger Throw, Terror, Dagger Throw, Sneaky Strike on the right one, and then just strike the other one, yeah. So I took 3 here for no reason. I completely forgot that I played Outmaneuver. Oopsies. So yeah, definitely silly there. And wasted a Happy Flower as well. Didn't mention Happy Flower. Giving us 1 energy on each third turn. So we're going to be interested in putting that on 2, and then... Or actually, with Pocket Watch, interestingly, you might want to put it on 1. That way, on turn 2, after you've just procced a Pocket Watch and drawn extra cards, you can have the extra energy as well. Something to consider for sure. But putting it on 2, generally speaking, is you can't go wrong, really. And what to upgrade against Hexaghost? I upgrade Outmaneuver. not very often I get to click on Outmaneuver, and here I'm excited to use it, so I decide to give it a whirl. Probably wrong to upgrade that. I have a Fumes in my deck and some other good stuff. Like Caltrops and Fumes. I break Pocket Watch for it. Should have just played Neutralize. Mistake. I guess I'm saving it for the big hit turn in a 6x2 here. Or 4x2. See, I'm gonna play a bunch of cards, break the Pocket Watch, then keep Outmaneuver, then next turn Outmaneuver, keep a Pocket Watch, then have a huge turn. And Malaise is coming up, so we're gonna completely neuter this Hexaghost. If I even want to. Might not be necessary. Yeah, just gonna go, go, go. Is it simply dead? No, it is not. And just gotta block this turn, it dies next turn. So, pretty good fight there. 0 damage, I think. And third Malaise is here. After Image is not really happening with the Pocket Watch thing. Playing 3 cards a turn is not exciting. So I take an Alchemize, sure. And Runic Dome, Busted Crown as our 4th energy option is not very exciting. So take the Bell and get double Boat Relics and a Dead Branch. So 10 energy on turn 1 from Anchor. 10 block on turn 1 from Anchor, 14 block from Horncleat on turn 2, and a Dead Branch, adding a random card to our hand whenever we exhaust a card. And I was hesitant to click on this Dead Branch. It's not really going with what we're doing right now, but of course it's insane, and could completely shape the run on its own, given the chance. And this doesn't look amazing. Can't go to that shop as it's going to not have enough gold. I'm not going to have enough gold. And only 2 elite paths, it seems. Something like that. All the paths here didn't seem amazing, so unclear if I'm doing the right thing here or not. And almost the full boat. So sad. I wish I got Captain's Wheel there. Yet again, should just neutralize. I already broke Pocket Watch. Being a little bit too, you know, like, don't play any cards that I have to, but once you've broken the Pocket Watch, there's no real reason to not play it. And I didn't even keep it in my hand there, so just missed 3 damage or whatever. I'm weakened, but it has vulnerable, probably still 3. And the Daze is going to give us cards. Could have actually killed this turn with Unload first, discarding all non-attack cards, then Sneaky Strike, but I didn't have the energy for Sneaky Strike after playing the first attack. And considering, do I want to Alchemize? Dexpot is fine, but there are some really, really insane potions that you can find. Ghost in a Jar and Duplication Potion and stuff like this. Fire Potion even is really, really good in this earlier part of the game. And Leg Sweep Plus is here, somehow. I think all 3 of those cards were upgraded without Toxic Egg. I checked, I don't have Toxic Egg. And we get a Relic. I've never gotten a curse in my life from the wheel. Cap. And find a Ceramic Fish, which will give us 9 gold whenever we add a card to our deck. Unexciting. Although not terrible. And you do not want a terrible relic when it is, you know, given to you like that. Didn't need to leg sweep here. I wanted to apply weaken, I guess, but it's a little bit slow. And I was already blocking with the Horn Cleat, so definitely questionable. Could have done some significant damage here and tried to set it up to kill it soon. So take 5 to have a less awkward turn next turn, it seems. While he plans bottom card, unfortunately. I remembered this time. It's actually important against Shell Parasite to play that because it breaks up plated armor as well. I need to play this Fumes. There are a few fights where I keep not playing this Fumes and it ends up being very awkward. Because it's like, if I'm just sitting here blocking for 15 turns, it should, you know, really needs to have a Fumes cooking as well. And I realize I have lethal with Eviscerate draw, that's pretty good. Definitely consider a deflect here, to be honest. Once we start pivoting away from this Pocket Watch, we only have 3 energy and Dead Branch, which is going to make us so many cards, so we want like free things. I do a little something to help us not have such awkward looking turns. And I consider playing Caltrops against this enemy, but I realize if I double malaise it, it won't even be able to do damage to me. Just need to reduce its strength by 8. And there's the second malaise. I could have actually not done it for 8. You can get it down to 7. And then the weaken, as long as you have it weakened, which malaise also applies weaken for a billion turns, would reduce it from 1 to 0. So could have played one more card there and been totally fine. But I just wanted to be chilling here. And interested in another potion over Power Potion. At this point, we're about to go into Slavers and whatnot. The Power Potion's a bit slow, so we're interested in a better potion. And we did find the Ghost in a Jar, so rewarded. Definitely. That'll give us 1 intangible. And Skill Pot is here. Skill Pot probably better than Liquid Memories to give us something fast and doesn't rely on having something good in our discard pile already. And luckily, finding a shop here. With just enough gold to buy a good shop relic or something like that. And definitely a hard choice between Card Move, Footwork versus Toy Ornithopter, which will heal us for 5 whenever we use a potion. And that's a great relic with Alchemize, giving us a potion every fight. But I'm thinking right now I have this Ghost in a Jar that's kind of chilling, so I might have a hard time juggling potions. And Footwork Card Move is also insane, of course, which is the main thing. I think if it was not as enticing other rewards there, I would have gone with the Toy Ornithopter for sure. Obviously, it's good here. And this is an interesting Gremlin leader fight. Have to keep a Pocket Watch there, of course. Double fat Gremlin hitting me, so frailed and weakened here. And ouch. Corpse Explosion is pretty good here. And it will come back around later, so I can use it again. So of course you can use it on the minions. I could have considered not killing either of the minions here. And let it die next turn, but I outright kill it. I think I was blocking for enough if I just Footwork, defend, leg sweep. Definitely possible. But I am a little bit too afraid of the fat gremlins, perhaps. I wanted them gone out of my sight. And hit a Wally Plans there, luckily, from Dead Branch. It's pretty good. Gremlin Leader hitting us again. That is very sad. Full block. Keep the Alchemize. Just use the potion. Ooh, I didn't see this, but the line is Corpse Explosion on the Shield Gremlin, and then let it die next turn. That's very obvious to me in hindsight. I don't think I do that. Yeah, I just kill it, and that's definitely super duper wrong. It's about to make more dudes, so if I Corpse Explosioned on it, then it would die next turn. And yep, that's a huge misplay. Now I'm gonna have to get creative to kill the minions again when it summons them again. I realize how important the Corpse Explosion is, I keep it around, but I could have simply killed the minions for free this turn. Once again, only take a little bit of damage. Yeah, that was the big thing, I think, in this fight. That Corpse Explosion on the Shield Gremlin was missing. And the one time it doesn't hit us, we can kill it. Of course. And we get the boot. Whenever we deal unblocked attack damage equal to less than 5, it'll be increased to 5. It's obviously the best relic in the game. It will carry us from here. And slavers are here to ruin our day. Keep up Pocket Watch. Don't play Sneaky Strike. So gotta kill that. And then I play Outmaneuver over Fumes. And I think this was a huge mistake, actually. This Fumes had to get in play. It doesn't seem that pressing. But boy was it. That's all I'll say. Feel free to watch how this plays out. Possibly the longest Slavers fight I've ever been in here. Shouldn't play this Malaise also. It's breaking Pocket Watch. Alchemized Burst. So I can't get 2 potions with this Alchemized Burst combo because I have a Ghost in a Jar. And it is worth keeping the Ghost in a Jar, of course, but just a bit awkward. So just sitting here, getting 3 wounds per turn into my deck, and dealing no damage. No way to make energy. And I'm weakened, so I can barely even do damage. It is so incredibly awkward right now. And like if I don't keep up Pocket Watch, then I would just start scrambling to do something good each turn and draw a billion wounds each turn, and it's just not good. So I have to keep up Pocket Watch every turn. That is mandatory here, I think. And now they're hitting me for 23. Could have considered taking 2 here to play Caltrops even, like some sort of damage. But we did get the Fumes in play, it seems. So now we can start slowly killing these slavers. And I did break Pocket Watch there, but only because I have this Wraith form, just in case. That's a lot of wounds. Ouch. Medic. Testing the waters to see if I have lethal here. I actually don't, so this was wrong. I guess. Take some damage. But I know I have to get out at some point, so I had a good opportunity to do damage there when I wasn't weakened, so decided to take it and take a little bit of damage. And now I'm re-weakened. And no way to block here, so get a Wraith form. Finally. And one more turn to do whatever I want. No damage except Poison Stab. Heal Hook is good for next turn. Excellent. Thanks, Dead Branch. Yeah, probably the longest Slavers fight I've ever been in and won. That's a lot of turns. I said turn 12 just now. Very strange. And we find a pantograph, which will heal us for 25 when we enter a boss room. And a fairy in a bottle. And we get an old coin for 300 big ones. Very nice. I even consider going left now, but Italy is doable, and I'm going to go there. And I even get this, so we get juicy bracelets here to prevent hallway fights appearing in question mark rooms. Not very exciting. And I did just get a concentrate, and notably that's some good energy, so I'm going to upgrade that now. Fumes notably still unupgraded, because I chose outmaneuver and concentrate. Not completely unreasonable, I don't think, but this Fumes wants an upgrade. That's for sure. But I should have enough damage, I think. I have Terror, Glass Knife Plus. You know? It seems like it should be getting there, it's just not. And sadly didn't draw Malaise here, which we were really looking for to completely neuter, yet again, the Book of Stabbing here. And right here, I should absolutely just Malaise for 3, but I chose to put well-laid plans in play instead. Or rather 4. I meant. Because it's weakened, just the 3 wasn't enough to get it to 0. So, should have just done it for 4. And not play the well-laid plans, but gonna have to block each turn now, because I'm a fool. I knew that would happen too. It was a decision to do this. It was not like, oh no. Why didn't it go to 0? I knew what was going on. And I still chose to do this, which arguably makes it even worse. Dead branch cooking. And seeing the new concentrate stuff go, we can actually play cards now on our big pocket watch turns. Thank God. Outmaneuver a little bit sus. The next turn part is a bit of a bummer, so concentrate letting us do it right away is pretty nice. And should be dead to Caltrops, I believe. Stop hitting yourself. And we get a Peace Pipe, allowing us to remove cards at rest sites. Gonna skip those cards. Predator was there and kind of good. Oh, actually, Juicy Bracelet Cooking got us the library event. Very cool. So gonna add a card here. Tactician is here. Crippling Cloud is here, which looks pretty good going into Collector. Here, another Piercing Whale. Backflip is pretty good as well. Should have considered Backflip. Actually. So this was a bit silly. I didn't need to outmaneuver if I was going to break Pocket Wash. Probably not going to have a good enough turn here to justify it. It looks okay though. Dagger Throw could draw me something good. But just going to heal up Pocket Watch again, it seems. Get the poison going on the avocado. Generally speaking, of course, you want to kill the avocado first if possible, because if you kill the fungi beast, you get vulnerable. The problem with that, of course, is that avocado is a tank, and the fungi beast is so puny and weak. So of course you want to kill that. A very obvious dynamic in this fight that makes it interesting. Sometimes it is correct to kill the fungi beast first, even though it has such a huge drawback. I would say this is overall the hardest hallway fight in the game. It's just like actually brutal, this fight. When you walk into this as like your first hard pull fight of the act, like you do the first 2 fights and then you hit this immediately with just still the really, you know, rough deck, you could just die to this very, very easily. And of course, calling anything the hardest anything or the best anything or whatever in this game is a fool's errand. It will never be the case that in any given run, something that was true last run will be true this run as well. But You can kind of evaluate it as like on average over a lot of runs. And also there's just a vibe, like after playing this game for thousands of hours, still when I walk into this fight I'm like, uh-oh. Whereas I don't feel that way about like Knight and Cleric and stuff like this. But we did make it through that fight, of course. We could have taken an Endless Agony for the whole Dead Branch thing. But still interested in doing the Pocket Watch thing. I finally upgrade Fumes for the boss. And we do have a Pantograph, of course. The reason for not resting. It'll still be a bit sus, but we have Fairy in a Bottle and Ghost in a Jar, so probably can't die. Could be a bit sus, though. And I'm appreciating, finally, the Fumes. Probably should have played Poison Stab and taken one. Would have been worth it, I think. Or maybe even the Terror if I had that in my hand. On the Collector. Get that out of the way. We are vulnerable for 5 turns. Very sad. Hoping to do a big malaise this turn, it seems. And making more minions immediately is rather sad. Collector already weakened, can weaken a minion instead. Take some damage. And yeah, Fumes is going to carry us. Definitely just waiting for it. It looks like Fairy in a Bottle is going to go here. Counting my block. I'm going to hit it for 39. That's a lot. But may have been able to block there, in fact. Driver, defend, defend. I don't know if I had a fourth block card. Actually doesn't go. I managed to block enough. And oof, no block here. So even though it's making more minions and you don't want to kill the minion on the turn it's respawning minions because it's going to just make a full health minion again, I do kill it there to not break Fairy in a Bottle on that turn. There is still hope yet for it to live the whole time, I think. My deck kind of sucks, it seems. And I'm keeping around this Terror and this Alchemize, so missing the Terror upgrade actually coming back to bite me a bit here, it seems. Probably shouldn't have kept Concentrate on the turn where I was making so much energy without maneuver. That was foolish as well. Could have played Terror and maybe made a good card with the Dead Branch. So now we're losing Fairy, surely. That is 18 plus 21, 39 again. Oh, nope, still can get there. How foolish of me. Probably just play Alchemize to see what I draw. Could have played it there and gotten something from Dead Branch. But I was thinking that I'm going to lose Fairy in a Bottle, of course. So never mind. I remember the thought process now. If Fairy in a Bottle is going away, I will actually get a potion, which is good. And this is a bit awkward because the front minion is going to break the thing. So I actually should have killed the left one, actually. I could have killed the left one here. And the defend would have blocked for enough to not break Fairy in a Bottle from the first hit, so. Another rather large mistake. And I know that I can't get out, or I couldn't save the Fairy, so I was considering Dagger Throw and Collector, but I decided to just dodge and roll for next turn instead. Finally get a new potion. Seems good. Just gotta live a few more turns here. Is making more minions, that's pretty good for us. That's rather slow. Have to play Sneaky Strike first. Unlucky. And we do have exactly 5 cards in our draw pile for Grand Finale here. Truly a Grand Finale. So, not a perfectly played fight by any means, but we made it through for the cost of a Fairy in a Bottle. Didn't want any of those, it seems. Doppelganger, a bit awkward, unfortunately. And I'm very interested in having 4th energy for hallway fights, so Coffee Dripper. Unfortunately, the Kite, a little bit unreliable here. And Slaver's Collar maybe not good enough. We're already struggling so much with just the 3 energy. In Act 2, imagine in Act 3 as well. It makes a cute little noise too, oh my god, I'm in love. You're welcome. I know where I'm going. But you don't know where I'm going. It's very important that you do, I think, for the viewer experience. And so yeah, still looking to find another really good potion, of course. Duplication potion, another Ghost in a Jar, stuff like this. And a Fairy in a Bottle, of course, would be fine. Keep the big attacks for our Phantasmal Killer turn, very exciting. Bonk. And so we see a Blade Dance here, which aggressively works against Pocket Watch. By itself, breaks Pocket Watch. But we also have a Dead Branch, and we are now realizing how slow we are. It's time to start, you know, trusting in the heart of the cards, as it were, and making some random cards. So take the Blade Dance, of course. And then we find a Chemex, making our X-Cost cards number 2 bigger. That's excellent. And so thinking ahead is totally fine, especially with the Dead Branch. Secret Technique is totally fine, actually pretty good, especially with the Dead Branch. And not interested in those cards. Could have considered a Hand of Greed, I suppose, but it's a bit late for that. And so yeah, generally speaking, turn 1 is going to involve keeping up the Pocket Watch quite a lot, of course. And we can usually get away with this with the Anchor that we found. Pretty good looking turn here. Backflip is really, really good here. Every time I hit it, I'm like, ooh. Not seeing a lot of acro, not seeing a lot of backflip. We're interested in those cards now, especially with this 4th energy and concentrate going on. And this is why Piercing Wail is good, by the way. Blocks for 18. Kind of. 16. One of them is weakened. Forgot to play Footwork. Whoops. And so yeah, now even if we don't play Keep a Pocket Watch or play Outmaneuver, we can still have strong turns because of Blade Dance and other cards that exhaust. And Concentrate getting involved, getting rid of any bad cards. Blade Dance, as if it wasn't good enough, is now giving us a random card per Shiv. 1 energy, deal 12, and make 3 random cards. That's pretty good. Considered accuracy, only the 1, though, and we're usually mainly using it for the adding random cards thing to our hand, and not actually the dealing the damage thing. No worries. And into Reptomancer. Definitely a bit spooky. I make a massive mistake here. A misclick. Feel free to speculate and then prepare your eyes. Makes it more exciting. Which turn is it going to be on also? At any moment, it's all going to come crashing down. So making sure to kill the ones that are hitting for a lot. And then deciding on defend or whatever. You want to kill that one now. Last knife kills one of them. And so I'm taking a bit of damage here. I could just choose to malaise it for 3, take a little bit. But I also could keep going and perhaps find a block card with the... I don't even know what that potion is called. Shiv Potion? Cutting Potion? So I don't even know what happened. It really looked like I clicked the Cutting Potion there, but I clicked Ghost in a Jar by accident. My god, that's so tragic. So essentially just use Ghost in a Jar to block for 5-ish, and obviously we're planning on saving that for the heart fight. So that's very bad. But we still may be able to find another one if we believe it hard enough. That may have just killed, in fact. Almost, I think. Now it probably does. Now it really definitely does. Oh, I don't even kill it. Skewer definitely kills here with Chemex. Probably still would have killed just now with Chemex. Oopsie. Played 20 cards that turn, that's pretty good. Oh, I wanted to alchemize again. Kurami's not thinking about that at all. Actually, correct play then. And we find an Art of War. Whenever we don't play an attack on a turn, we'll get an extra energy next turn. That's pretty good. And we also get our Ghost in a Jar back, very luckily. Never punished streamer luck. Don't forget, guys, you're watching the run that won and not the many, many runs I played that did not get nearly so lucky. I wouldn't say I'm particularly lucky. I think everyone has their little things that they're lucky with in the game. I tend to be incredibly unfavored in Face Trader. I'm pretty sure I got Bad Face like 20 times in a row that I clicked that until I eventually just stopped clicking it. And it is so brutal hitting Bad Face. Because it's not only that you got the bad face, it's that you didn't get the good thing. And that's like, that swing is so incredibly massive. It is pretty much as bad as like doing the wheel and hitting a relic versus a curse, I think. It's like, you not only did you get the curse, you could have gotten a relic or a full heal or something, and that's like so insane. the variance there. I actually don't love that, but it is interesting, I suppose. And Giant Head here can be a bit of a problem, unfortunately. We have not enough damage. And in order to full block, looks like we have to play Pocket Watch, or break Pocket Watch, which is definitely awkward because then your next turn is going to suck. Very unfortunate. This choke is going to be pretty good, maybe. So just playing the cards that exhaust because my hand sucks so much. Backflip is huge. My god, it's huge. But not enough. Still can't find defense. Yep, drawing 2 extra cards this turn. Gonna keep the concentrator out. And again, breaking Pocket Watch. Ew. So awkward. Infinite Blade's so slow. Sounds good. Shiv gives us a card. But it's hard to put it in play. Probably should Wraith Form soon. I get rid of Wraith Form here, that's definitely questionable. But I'm planning on killing this turn, perhaps, with this double Blade Dance coming up. So I'm checking to see what I draw with the Dead Branch before playing the card a lot. And whiffed there, but it got choked, so luckily played it pretty quickly. And this is a huge turn. So the difference between playing Blade Dances and not playing Blade Dances in this deck is massive. And another Concentrates here. Seems pretty good. Expertise also here. Can help us draw cards without Pocket Watch. Considering Gambler's Brew over Artifact Bot. If we have a really bad draw, we can just reroll. That's pretty good. Sadly, I have to pass on the Bag of Prep there. Very, very sad. RIP Bag of Prep. I do choose to go to the Elite, but then probably going to the shop to the right afterwards, so slightly changing the path a bit. And Bully is going to be real good against this guy. Of course. Not against the big hit, though. More small hits, please. Gotta play Fuse, of course. Keep the Blade Dance and the Concentrates. Make a bunch of random trash. On the turn, it's vulnerable, of course, or not intangible. There's accuracy after we played all of our shifts. Very nice. This outmaneuver was not good, I think. Unless I see the malaise is coming or something. But could have saved outmaneuver for the next turn when it's going to be vulnerable again. Tangible. I'm using the word vulnerable in the literal sense correctly there, but not the keyword. Very strange. So would love to Gambler's Brew everything except Survivor and Alchemize, find another block card, make another potion. Good play. There's Blade Dance for next turn also. Can just put it on top. Even Blur. Very nice. And Wraith Form's gonna help. No other damage cards in my hand, though, sadly. Got a decent chunk in there. Yep, totally normal. Queue in a pocket watch when it's reasonable to do so. It's dead. Good fight. And we get an Eternal Feather, which will heal us whenever we enter a rest site. Don't even have to rest anymore. Very cool. And Cloak and Dagger Plus is here. Another card that blocks with footworks and generates some part of the Dead Branch. So I almost skip it, as it's usually pretty bad without something like a Kunai. But I actually realize it and take it, very luckily. And I go to the shop. It does have orange pellets in it. That's pretty good. Happy about that. Excellent to remove debuffs against the Heart on turn 2. Really, really insane to remove the Vulnerable and the Frail and the Weaken. Mostly the Vulnerable and the Frail. But yeah, those first 2 turns of the Heart are absolutely brutal. After it debuffs you, of course. And we get a Writhing Mass. We're not really attacking very much, so this could be a bit awkward as well. I should actually Strength Pot right here and Alchemize. I go for the Outmaneuver play instead. But of course, this guy may curse us if we allow it to. You can change the intent of the attack of what it's doing by attacking it with unblocked attack damage. And the problem with this is it also has Malleable, so it'll continue getting more and more block if we keep hitting it, and it can make it harder to continue to change its intent if you need to get out. And despite Curse being obviously the worst thing that can happen, some intents are worse than others anyway. So if you have a nice easy, it's gonna block next turn and do a little bit of damage intent, and you change it into the huge hit or the debuff hit, that can be very bad as well. So we need to make sure to get out here. It's trying to curse us. And a nice little 9 and block intent. Very kind. Trying to curse us again. Very rude. So it has 3 block, I have Vulnerable on it, I have Neutralized my hand, I can play it for 4, only deal 1 damage, get more Malleable. That way that Neutralize will actually do damage, and has the ability to change the intent. Little weird optimizations like this. And then I hit the multi-hit so I can just malaise and pass. So try and do as much damage as you can. And I didn't keep an attack. Whoops. So I didn't expect this to happen, but yeah. Full hand, 0 attacks. Absolutely brutal, so gonna have to get cursed here, unfortunately. Not even Dead Branch can save me. And that is a big bummer, gonna get cursed. For reals, we now have a Parasite in our deck. Gross. Shouldn't have kept Unload. Unload not doing anything here, unfortunately. Basically unplayable. But it was my fault, of course, for not keeping the attack that I got cursed, of course. Should have just kept an attack. Didn't even imagine that could happen. And it's just going to hit us for very little each turn, so just make sure to keep at least 1 attack and a block card. And make sure we don't get cursed again. And it'll die to Fumes eventually. And looks like we actually can do damage here. Very cool. So Choke getting in there, it seems, whenever we make it off a Dead Branch. And it is the art for my YouTube profile picture, so you might think that I have a particular love for Choke, but I just like the art. I don't love the card very much. The beta art for Choke, rather. Of course. And Transient's here, yet again, asking us to do damage to it quickly. Just like Giant Head, we're not quite ready for this one. So if we have to break Pocket Watch, and this is actually worse than Giant Head, because if we break Pocket Watch to do enough damage, then we may not be able to do so again next turn, and the next turn, and the next turn. This fight is kind of like a faster version of Giant Head. That's not as hard to kill, of course, it just kills itself. Crippling Cloud only does 4 damage here, and that's not good enough. Should have not kept that probably. And like Fumes is useless here. My god, it sucks. We have Eternal Feather, we have Pantograph. No need to worry. As long as we live, we're fine. Can keep up Pocket Watch here with Survivor Riddle with Holes. Then we should be fine, hopefully. Blade Dance gets in here. Oh, Concentrate. And it makes a Blade Dance. Wow. I had Acro, so I was planning on digging for something else good. Concentrate to make more energy makes sense. A little bit ambitious, I suppose. Could have been a massive mistake. And just got lucky with the Blade Dance off the Dead Branch. Still take a bit of damage. 18 is not enough because it's weakened. It's going to be like 5 damage still, I think. And we're out. Consider Backstab on floor 47 with Dead Branch now, but nope. And we actually hit a shop with this last question mark, so gonna get another 15 heal as well. And only have enough gold for another Fume, so I click it. Why not? And I already took the red key. Whew! So gotta upgrade something. Probably a second Fumes. We are needing that. Maybe Footwork, as it seems. Footwork to block more seems good as well. And we're at full health all of a sudden. I feel like we were just dying a second ago. Definitely worth considering taking damage to keep Pocket Watch up here and not play this defend. I do, in fact, break Pocket Watch to block for 12, but I have Pantograph, so as long as we get set up pretty quickly here and take less than or equal to 25 damage, it's as if we took no damage. Choke is here again. It's gonna be fun. Hello? Human beings be like, is there someone in my house right now? But there's not. Looking to full block, I do have Cloak and Dagger. And I want to keep the Piercing Well around, block a Deca if I have to. And I'm interested in keeping these potions, it seems. I like having the Power Potion and the Ghost in the Jar against the Heart. Definitely seems good. Unfortunately, a bit far away from Grand Finale here with 33 big ones in our draw pile there. That's a lot of cards. Double Grand Finale. Yikes. I got rid of Nightmare over Grand Finale for some reason. Absolutely unplayable. And keep a Pocket Watch, keep Choke Command. It actually would line up here if I broke Pocket Watch twice. 8 plus 8 plus 5 plus 5 is 26. But I mean, what is Grand Finale even doing here, right? And here we go, with the Choke Blade Dance without it hitting me and pop off, as they say. And Cloak and Dagger. So it should die this turn, probably. I forgot to play Choke first. Cover your eyes. There we go. Missed like 15 damage, probably. Wow, this is hypnotic. Look at that. So, lived with 4 health. The choke did matter after all, but actually correct because the Happy Flower number being on 2. Tripped and fell into the right line there. And into Time Eater. Ah, Company. And no need to worry about health. We're going to heal going into Act 4 and rest, or a heal at the shop with a meal ticket as well. So this was probably foolish to do so early. Start whipping the Blade Dances. I wanted to proc the Time Warp, but I started to reconsider a little bit doing the Blade Dances as they may add trash to my deck, which might make it a bit hard to win. You want the trash to be happening kind of all at once, if you know what I mean. If you have a huge turn where you play all the trash at once, then it's better than having to draw the trash later again. Death by 1,000 cuts, as it were. And so now we're chilling. We can double Malaise this guy and let the fumes go. Don't have to block for too much, and then it gets a little bit more complicated after splitting. Perhaps. Want to play the other fumes, of course. This fight's going to be a bit boring. Apologies. But we do get there, of course. Can go Concentrate and then Malaise. And Malaising for a lot is relevant because it will gain 2 strength each time we play the 12 cards. And so it's not like just because we set it to 0 times 3 now that it'll always be that way. But of course, no matter what we do, it'll always cleanse the strength minus once it splits. And that is a reason to consider waiting on the second Malaise. But I feel that's a bit ambitious. So yep, just gonna be waiting for fumes. No need to play cards because it's just going to make it gain strength eventually. This is very Defect-ish. This is what Defect feels like against Time Eater as well. Make Frost Orb equal to bigger number than Time Eater can deal damage, and then just end your turn repeatedly. This is exactly the same thing. You'll play a card on occasion when it does the big hit. And the slimes, of course. Fletchet's getting in there. Huge. And yeah, unfortunately the Blade Dance plan of make a billion trash cards and play a billion trash cards is not working. Blade Dance by itself is 4 of the 12 cards you can play. So if the counter isn't literally at 0, that plan is very awkward. And right now it's at 4. So we could play double Blade Dance, and then we would be done. Can't play any of the cards generated. And still wait. Leg Sweep is really good here. A nice big girthy block card. Only costs 1 card to block for quite a lot. So it's gonna split here. No need to do any more damage. Could dodge and roll, but it doesn't do anything. It's gonna split. So keep dodge and roll for next turn, perhaps? Or just leg sweep once it, yeah, I see. You outmaneuver, leg sweep. This turn play the outmaneuver. That way I have a lot of energy next turn. And I was actually meant to play 3 cards here, but I forgot. That's a pretty massive mistake as well. So going to accidentally be doing nothing here. And luckily I remember to play leg sweep. I would have taken a billion if I didn't. I wasn't expecting the turn to end here. I thought I had it all mapped out. Just gonna proc time warp on the split turn, of course. That makes perfect sense. But then I forgot. Whoops. Time to lock in. And again, I'm playing cards when I don't really need to. But I'm more interested in getting out quickly now, I suppose. Now, pump the brakes a bit when I have more cards. I want to be able to play more cards next turn, if necessary. And I've got Piercing Wail on the good turn here. Definitely happy about that. So I want to play 2 more cards. Don't even need to play Piercing Wail, actually. Should have saved that. I was blocking for so much. Storm of Steel should help us end it here. On a fresh turn here, I can play the Blade Dance. And it is weakened, so we can give it the 1 strength, and I think it's like some rounding stuff where it'll go up by 2 still sometimes, or sometimes it'll go up by 1. I'm not sure. But here we got it only by 1, so took no damage. And getting Happy Flower on the right number here. 1 is fine, as I said earlier, because of Pocket Watch. So just gonna pass and let it die this turn. And we've done it. Thank God that's over, am I right, guys? And a Deep Pulsing Dread. On to Act 4. No money for this shop, sadly. Consider toking, but the deck is fine. The bad cards are the ones that we make with Dead Branch. And what to upgrade? Caltrops is a decent upgrade against the Heart in particular, and that's pretty much all that's left. So, considering that. I upgrade another Fumes, it seems. Probably Caltrops was better. But I was interested in getting through this fight as well. Of course. This fight cannot be slept on. Keep off the Pocket Watch. And that's really, this is the most important turn of the run to keep up Pocket Watch, because otherwise you'd only draw those first 3 cards. And boy, would that suck. Play Piercing Wail to get the artifacts off. Play Big Malaise. Now this turn's gonna be awkward because we broke Pocket Watch. Gotta pray a little bit. Draw the other Malaise, that's pretty good. And as long as we're, you know, relatively not dead, we can go into the next fight with Pantograph and heal for quite a lot. So only take 12, that's totally fine. I should have played Wally Plants though, over whatever I played. I don't know what I even played. Second Fumes. Wally Plants was so important there, and I didn't play that. Absolutely a massive mistake. And yeah, I thought I had Wally Plans in play right there, and I was going to keep Blade Dance for next turn. Now I don't have it. That's actually incredibly awkward. Because now, like, how do I do any damage? I get to block here, luckily, and Adrenaline's a huge hit. Love to see that. Thanks, Dead Branch. So this turn looks pretty good. Almost Nightmare Adrenaline, or Wraith Form. Nightmare Wraith Form seems good. And I can Secret Technique for Concentrate as well. Oh, there's Bullet Time. Cool. This is getting very spicy all of a sudden. So you Blade Dance first to make the cards, and then you Bullet Time, which will turn them free. Of course. Could have played Die for the same reason. Now we're cooking. So that was a great turn. All of the sudden, and we have 3 Wraith Forms now in our deck that has neither Nightmare nor Wraith Form in it. So we are Nightmare Wraith Form. Truly a Dead Branch moment. And it doesn't even do anything. It's like, just the one would have been fine, probably. This is a Malaised Spear. And get the Happy Flower on 1, it's fine. So into the heart with full health, in fact. And I'm going to have the Ghost in the Jar. Very nice. And we get a Fossilized Helix, which will prevent the first time we take damage in any given fight with a buffer charge. And there's also another Caltrops Plus here, and there's one fight where Caltrops is really, really good in, and that's this one. So I will take a Caltrops. I very rarely take Caltrops. You'll probably never see me do that again. And so the boat relics on turn 1 and 2 here are huge, allowing us to block and therefore not breaking our buffer charge. Absolutely massive. This isn't great. I whiff here a little bit. I forgot I was going to make a card with Thinking Ahead. And whiffed on drawing 1 card there with Acra. That's really bad. But I do play that finisher just to proc pellets. Does no damage, but does get rid of all my debuffs, which is very good. And I know I can't block for enough to not lose the buffer charge, but then I find Expertise, so then I can concentrate anyway and keep going, and I find my good powers, put those in play. And then I go as low as I feel like, but not quite below 0 block to make sure my buffer charge stays up. Get hit for 33, take 0. And I didn't Power Potion yet because of the Pocket Watch thing. I could have done it right there, though. That was a very big turn, of course, so could have done it last turn, but I just wasn't quite ready for it yet. And Wally Plants is fine. Supplemental block. And so I want to find Malaise, and I have Secret Technique in my hand, so I can just Malaise for a lot, and that's fine. And may want to choose to take some damage here just to play these shivs. So many bad cards in my hand. And Storm of Steel for next turn, perhaps. Yeah, I'm willing to take a little bit of damage, it seems. Can at least play Doppelganger Malaise, of course. Those are getting in play, absolutely. Shiv, Storm of Steel, probably, or those. Yeah, that makes sense. So I can Shiv, make a random card if it's bad. Storm of Steel that card away and throw the Shiv. Kind of make a ladder of more and more cards in your hand by playing Shivs repeatedly. And we're going to save the second Malaise for when it removes its strength here. We do a Fumes Cookin', which will remove the artifact charge for us. We just need to do one more thing. Piercing Wail or something like that can get it off. And it's not doing multi-hit yet, so we can just block as normal. Could just play Malaise right now. Definitely. we do have Chemex, so we only need to play for 2 energy, really, and then it'll actually apply 4. Pretty good. Seems that 3 was enough as well. Math. And of course the Caltrops is absolutely insane. We can only do 20 more damage right now. We don't even need the damage because the damage that it does to itself occurs after you end your turn. So on the Heart's turn, basically. So just save our damage for this turn, and then now it's, again, not doing multi-hit yet, which is good. Can do as much damage as possible here, and that way next turn it'll kill itself. Break yourself upon my body. And it's finally time for Ghost in a Jar. Eventually, at this point, if I didn't play Ghost in a Jar, because the Beat of Vest now doing 3 damage, I would start losing 2 health each time I play a card because of After Image blocking for 1. So just use it now, only take 1 for real, and just play as many cards as I feel like it. And also take no damage from the big hit, of course. And the poison damage will also occur after it goes back to the Heart's turn. So I do want to get it all the way to 0 and then let it pass, and then the poison will do 58 more damage. And now we only do 130 damage, or 113 actually. And so should be able to get it low enough here that it'll kill itself before we take any more damage, thanks to Caltrops. And we've done it. So a very strange run, a very sus earlier part of the game where, you know, that collector fight looked very strange, for example. And 15 turn slavers or something. Just weren't really making number in fights, but we still managed to get there because Pocket Watch is that insane. Absolutely cracked. I believe it was drawing 11 cards a fight on average there. Definitely a great relic. And of course that Calling Bell, my god, those boat relics and the Dead Branch were stars, of course, as well. So, if you're still here, how have you not subbed? How have you not liked the video? Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, have a beautiful day.